Good afternoon. Is my mic on? Mic is on. There you go. Good afternoon. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are definitely tracking these heavy downpours now moving into the city of Houston. And the National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement that includes a large portion of the city, as we're seeing close to 40-mile-an-hour winds. We're seeing quite a bit of lightning with these storms. That's a massive amount of lightning that's currently happening over Hobby Airport in portions of southeast Houston. This is going to be in place until 2 p.m. And so we are seeing this rainfall become very heavy. These are torrential downpours, and this could very well likely lead to some flooding in some locations or some ponding on roadways as this rain is continuing to track through town. And so as we look closer at what we're looking at, we're tracking quite a bit of lightning that's currently happening over Hobby Airport and portions of southeast Houston. I'm going to go ahead and show you what's going on from the roof cam from top of the KHOU 11 studios of our building here off of Westheimer. This is the setup. This is looking at some heavy rain happening off in the distance. You're able to see these clouds starting to get a lot darker, as well as the potential for some of these storms to now start packing a bit of a punch. Now, we're not just looking at the flooding concern. We are now starting to look at the potential for some gusty winds with these storms as we progress through the next couple of hours or so. So definitely expecting those conditions to remain mostly just hazardous in terms of the roadways if you are making your way across town. But we are looking at now, going to show you Hobby Airport on what's happening out there. I think our camera might be down, of course, at Hobby Airport, but we are expecting those conditions to remain mostly just stormy across our area. Yeah, we're looking at issues with our Hobby Airport camera, likely because of all the lightning that's happening. This is looking at the 249 in I believe Baker. And now you're seeing some of the effects of those slick roadways that are currently happening across our area highway. So you're seeing the obvious accident happening currently off of 249 in Baker Road out in northwestern Harris County, all thanks to the heavy rain and the slick roadways. And so that's why we're under that weather impact alert that is going to be in place from now until 5 p.m. And as we are going to continue to see the potential for some flooding, and now we're starting to see these storms get a little bit stronger as these two frontal boundaries collide just right over Houston. So impact will be flooding and slick roadways. Turn around, don't drown if you do find yourself across some water on the roadways, but also just remain indoors. It's not really a good idea to be outside currently right now. So looking at a closer look, the National Weather Service has now starting to issue flood advisories that are now in place for portions of Houston. This does include East Houston, which includes areas from, I believe that's Channelview, and then just south of Cloverleaf, but you're looking at quite a bit of lightning happening over the Hobby Airport area along I-45. As we look at the lightning tracker with that storm, we're looking at close to, I believe within the past 10 minutes, this is about 305 lightning strikes within the past 15 minutes that's happening over Hobby Airport. And so that's something that's super dangerous. You don't want to be out in this, as well as traveling on the road conditions. Just be away from windows, be in the centermost portion of your house. We're not looking at any damaging wind concerns. It's just the dangerous lightning and the heavy rain that we're looking at right now, as well as the possibility for some 40-mile-an-hour winds with these storms as they become a bit gusty across the area. So now these storms completely encompassing all of Houston, and we're now starting to see some issue on our roadways across town, especially out in northwestern Harris County. So looking live right now from our roof cam. I think we're having issues with those cameras from the roof cam, but we're trying to get those working quite fast here. But we are expecting those conditions to remain mostly messy in terms of the roadways. Maybe like I just showed you in that Houston TransStar cam that was happening out in northwestern Harris County of those slick roadways, and we're already starting to see some accidents happen across the highways. This is looking at Highway 249 at Baker, and there's emergency vehicles all across pretty much. I think the highway's closed down to one lane, and looking like the effects of an accident that has happened across northwestern areas. This is just kind of giving you an idea that the roadways are becoming hazardous, and you just don't want to be out in this as we progress through the afternoon. So we're going to be looking at the time frame between now and 5 p.m. is when we're going to see the potential for these heavy downpours and strong storms to make their way through the Houston area. And so looking at the special weather statement that was just issued from the National Weather Service, they have included a large portion of Harris County. This does include Sugarland, portions of Fort Bend County, and there is quite a bit of lightning happening over the Hobby Airport area as we're looking at those wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. I'm going to go ahead and look at our velocity. This is showing you the wind speeds that's with these storms. And so as we look at right now, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in closer towards southeast Houston, and this actually includes all of East Houston, but we're looking at 39 to 40 mile an hour winds with those storms that are currently over the East End area. Magnolia Park looking at some gusty winds. Galena Park seeing those winds up to about 20-25 miles an hour. So this is just to the east of downtown. And at that latest scan there, looking at these, I'm going to go ahead and plot these wind speeds one more time so we can get the latest readings from those winds that are currently happening. I think we're seeing a bit more stronger winds that's happening just to the east of downtown from this latest scan, but very gusty conditions. That has now just clocked up to 44 miles an hour. These are radar estimated wind speeds that are along just east of downtown, along I-10 Lockwood Drive. You have Canal Street, which is a big area that usually likes to flood, and so the storms that are over this area is showing some 44 to 45 mile an hour winds. That's a sign that these storms are strengthening, and we're going to have to really start looking at the potential for some gusty conditions with these wind speeds as we progress through the afternoon, especially for portions of East Houston. And that's the reason why the National Weather Service has issued that special weather statement that has included all of portions of Harris County, of the eastern portions of Harris County. But looking at the rain right now, the heaviest rainfall right now occurring in and across the southern half of the city. We're expecting the possibility. I want to look out for the hail potential. I think these storms are showing sign of strengthening, and we're going to have to really keep an eye on the potential for some small hail within the next few minutes. But the fact that it has this much lightning and the fact that we're starting to see those wind speeds start ramping up to 44, 45 miles an hour, it's just a sign that this storm that's currently over the east side of town is strengthening. And so we're going to have to also keep an eye on the potential for some flooding that's currently going to be the case for the next few hours. So looking right now, we are expecting rainfall totals within the past 6 hours. I think this is the past actually 30 minutes that we have seen close to 2 to 3 inches of rain, I believe. That's east of downtown, and so we all know where the problematic areas that usually always flood. There, you have Canal Street, the underpasses. I don't think we're looking at any major flooding. We haven't seen any reports of flooding, but once we start getting to those accumulations between 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, that's when we start seeing those roadways that ponding that starts occurring across our area roadways. So we're going to have to really keep an eye on the potential for minor flooding for our roadways, at least for the next few hours, at least until 5 p.m. So looking at that weather impact alert, we've issued that until 5 p.m. today. The National Weather Service is now starting to issue some flood advisories for portions of Harris County, and now they are still including portions of Montgomery County as well, north of Houston. But right now we are looking at widespread heavy rain happening across town, and the strongest part of these storms is now occurring in and around the east part of town, East Houston. This is actually includes Hobby Airport, even southeast Houston, closer towards Pasadena, where this storm is sort of starting to see more of that, the bulk of that lightning now over I-45, moving a little bit closer towards League City. But Hobby Airport, I can only imagine that flights probably not safe enough for flights to be landing or leaving Hobby Hobby Airport, but we are expecting this widespread heavy rain to continue at least through the next 2 to 3 hours. Starting to hear some thunder here across at the KHOU 11 studios here in the Galleria area off of Westheimer, and so we're just going to have to really stay put for the time being in terms of not just being on these roadways, because we're already starting to see some issues on our area roadways with the heavy rain and the slick roadways. We have not received any reports of flooding within the past few hours. I think the rain has just started, but if this continues at least for the next hour or so, we are going to have to really pay attention to the possibility for some ponding. This is now looking at 610 north at Homestead. This is showing some wet roadways, you see the rain that's currently falling across the northern portions of the city, but we are expecting those roadways to start becoming a bit hazardous from this point forward, at least until 5 p.m. And I know that we haven't received this quite a bit of rain in the past few weeks, but that flooding threat definitely an issue for the next few hours, as this rain is not really moving all that fast. I think we're going to have to really just pay attention of the timing of rain in terms of how fast these storms are moving. These storms have picked up speed for the most of the morning. These storms were just north of Huntsville. They just remained there for a long period of time for much of the morning, and then once we got closer towards 11-12 p.m., that's when these storms started picking up speed and they started heading into the Houston area. But heavy rain definitely causing some issues on roadways, as well as slick road conditions. So right now the threat is the slick roads, not necessarily flooding, but I think that as we progress through the next maybe hour or so, if we get additional maybe 2 inches of rainfall from what has already occurred, that could bring some problems on our area roadways as we progress through at least the 4 to 5 p.m. hour. And so just to kind of give you a heads up of what's going on across southeast Texas and across the city of Houston, as it's shaping up to be a very messy Sunday afternoon. I know it's our Labor Day weekend, and so I think that for the most part, the good news in all of this is that we are expecting to see mostly calm conditions for the early part of our afternoon, but for tomorrow, but it's just the rainfall that's currently, I'm trying to make our camera work, that's currently over the studio right now. We're having issues. There it goes. Finally, yes, thank you. Here's a look at what's going on. This is showing you for the Galleria area. You see those low-hanging clouds. We're not looking at any rotation on radar, but these clouds are getting fairly close to the surface, and that really is concerning in terms of these storms becoming a bit stronger as we go into the next maybe hour or so, or to the warmest parts of our day. Usually the warmest parts of our day fuels that storm activity. And I'm just going to go ahead and one more time check these wind speeds and what's going on with our winds, so that we can see what potentially could be going on across the area. Looking at our velocity, this is looking at wind speeds to and from the radar site. I'm going to go ahead and look at what's going on right now, and it's looking likely that we are seeing quite a bit of high winds currently across east downtown. 28 miles an hour, wind speeds 30. That's good news. We're seeing we were at 40 miles an hour about a few minutes ago when I started this live stream, and now those winds have lightened up just a little bit, which is good news as those stronger parts of those storms are moving closer just south east of Houston. I'm going to go ahead and plot one more area here just east of downtown. I think this area that's off of Canal Street that still has 35 miles an hour winds. Polk Street, still 35 mile an hour winds. I'm looking at the latest from the National Weather Service, and it's looking likely that this storm that's currently over Hobby Airport is not really moving all that much. It's not moving that fast, and that's really concerning in terms, there we go. We have a new warning. We now have a flash flood warning that is currently issued for portions of southeast Houston that will be in effect until 3:15 this afternoon. It's looking likely that the area around Hobby Airport has been waning quite significantly. We've seen close to to 1 to 4 inches of rainfall in and around the Hobby Airport area, and an additional 2 inches could be likely within the next maybe few hours. So this area that you see in and around the green area, that's green shaded area, is what we're looking at in terms of that flash flood warning. I'm going to go ahead and turn our lightning off so we can see exactly what areas are currently being affected by this flash flood warning. Actually, that does include portions of downtown Houston. This is the area that you see highlighted in gray. I'm going to turn off our radar so we can see exactly what is going on in terms of the area right now. So from Hobby Airport, does include downtown Houston. This area does all include 225, Jacinto City, Highway 288, 610, as well as Hobby Airport. This is the area that's under now a flash flood warning. That is basically showing you that flooding is imminent across areas, and it does include a large section of the city right now as we go into the afternoon hours. So flash flood warning in place for portions of Houston until 3:15, as we are seeing close to 2 inches of rainfall that has occurred, and now we're expecting to see that rainfall become a bit more widespread. National Weather Service is now issuing another aerial flood advisory. This now includes all of southern Harris County, areas from Sugarland. That does include the South Sam Houston Tollway, Brookside Village, and with that system, that new advisory that was just issued, I believe that they're showing mostly just heavy rainfall, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall that has occurred out in southern Harris County that was just issued. This new little highlighted area. The area that you see in black or dark gray is the flash flood warning that has been issued. That includes the city of Deer Park, Oates Prairie. This includes Houston. Much of inside the loop is included under that flash flood warning, as well as Hobby Airport is now with that flash flood warning. You want to not be in these conditions or on those roadways. All of these roadways, which includes I-45, I-10, 45 south towards Galveston, 225, 288 south of Houston and around the Pearland area. You don't want to be on those roadways because flash flooding warning has just been issued for that location, at least until 3:15 this evening. So that flash flood warning currently in effect. We're also looking at that special weather statement with possible 40-mile-an-hour winds, close to 35. I believe the National Weather Service 35-mile-an-hour winds with this special weather statement. But we are looking at this rainfall that's currently over southeast Houston in the southern half of the city. It has not moved much at all, and that is concerning in terms of the flooding threat that currently is in the picture for the next 2 to 3 hours. And so flash flood warning in effect for portions of Houston until 3:15, and as we look live right now, we are looking at pretty treacherous and torrential rain that's currently falling over the city of Houston, as well as in and around the Galleria area. We have those low-hanging clouds. Usually we see downtown off in the distance, and as I showed you on that Houston TransStar camera, we were looking at some issues along Highway 249 northwest of town, but looking at the latest right now, and this was looking at 610 north at Homestead, just wet roadways all across the board. Some heavy rainfall currently happening in and around our area roadways until for the next 2 to 3 hours, and this is why we have issued that weather impact alert until 5 p.m. As the flooding risk is increasing, we also have the potential for some strong storms that could pack a punch in terms of gusty winds. Also, we're looking at some dangerous lightning. When thunder roars, head indoors. You don't want to be out there with lightning striking the ground. We've already heard a report of a fire out in Montgomery County from a possible lightning strike. So turn around, don't drown. I think you just want to just stay put, at least for the next few hours, as the conditions are shaping up to be mostly just very messy for our Sunday afternoon. Futurecast, I'm showing you Futurecast, which I have not showed you yet. We are expecting these storms to continue at least until 4 to 5 p.m. That's when these storms are going to start to hugging the coastal areas from Brazosport to Galveston, and then eventually through 5, 6 o'clock is when we're expecting to see mostly clear conditions. We do still have some chances of some showers for Monday for Labor Day, but it's not going to be as widespread, which is good for the most part for our Labor Day. But the thing to note here as we head into Sunday afternoon, I think it's essential for us to just stay put and not really be out on those roadways, because we're now starting to see flash flood warnings being issued for the city of Houston, at least through the next few hours. And so looking at the current conditions right now, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight what's going on in terms of our watches and warnings that we're looking at. The National Weather Service did issue a flash flood warning that was in effect for portions of Houston until 3:15 p.m. This does include areas from downtown, includes East Houston, East End, Magnolia Park, Hobby Airport, Golden Acres. This includes all of the southern portions of the Sam Houston Tollway near Golden Acres out towards Pasadena and LaPorte area. This area has received quite a bit of rain, and it has not let up and it has not moved for the past few hours. I'm going to go ahead and show you right now. We're going to go ahead and look at our rainfall accumulations that we have seen. And this is a little bit concerning for us in terms of the amount of rain. We're not looking at any tornadoes. That's not what the threat is right now. It's the amount of rain that's falling in the little amount of time for our area and for portions of Houston. So looking at the rainfall accumulations, this is up close to 3 inches of rain out along I-10. I believe that this is seeing this starting to approach the 3-inch accumulation range, and that really does cause some issues for portions of East Houston, as that area is under that flash flood warning at least until 3:15 p.m. So looking at the conditions, lots of lightning, hearing lots of thunder, but we are also looking at these wet roadways and the stormy outlook as we go into this afternoon. And so we're going to be providing you with some updates all throughout the evening, especially on KHOU 11news.com or KHOU.com, and as well as on the KHOU 11 app. But heavy rain falling in portions of Houston with lots of lightning now starting to move over southwest Houston currently. And so we will continue to track the latest here on the KHOU 11 Plus, as these storms are just really not moving all that much. We are just continuing to see this rain hover over the city, especially from downtown to the east side of town, at least for the next maybe hour or so, and that's when we're going to start seeing that flooding risk. It's definitely there, as flash flood warnings are now starting to be issued from the National Weather Service. And of course, that's all I have for you for right now. We will be back if there is more conditions or developing weather conditions that provide the need for me to come back for an update. But we are tracking the latest, and make sure to stay up to date on KHOU.com. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with the KHOU 11 weather team, and stay safe out there as we head into a very stormy and messy